Drew Barrymore. I don't know if y'all know Drew Barrymore has a TV show. Everybody got a TV show these days, so I could see why you wouldn't know that. But Drew Barrymore has a daytime talk show. And on this daytime talk show, she had, speaking of election years and making people feel good, she had Vice President Kamala Harris on. And daytime TV talk is always lame. It's always empty. It's always pointless, right? It's you go there, you say some feel good things. If it's Ellen, you do a little dance. If it's Tamron Hall, you'll get asked a fairly good pressing question. I love Tamron Hall, but like daytime TV is not meant to be 60 minutes. It's not meant to be crossfire. It's just not meant to be intense. But there's these moments sometimes where, daytime talk tries to make it seem like they're going there and being powerful. And sometimes when they go there, it actually gets dumb and empty. And this time, might have even got a little racist. Watch this.
Really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Momala of the country.
So it's a fascinating thing that happened there. And she said, I need you to be Momala of the country. And the reason she's saying that, she's talking about a blended family. Her husband, Doug, had 2 daughters, I believe, and she's a stepmom. And they don't call her mom, they call her Momala. She had earlier said that, she has a good relationship with their mother, and that they're friends and that they have the same vision of parenting, etc. And she came into these kids' life late. So it wasn't like she met them when they were 4. So it wasn't that complicated, but they call her Momala. And she's talking about what it means to be a mother-like figure. And so when Drew Barrymore says, well, I need you, basically like America's healing, again, that's the go there, right? We're all fractured. We're not going to talk about anything. We're not going to talk about genocide. We're not going to talk about broken economies. We're not going to talk about unhoused population. We're not going to talk about police violence. We're just going to have this generic, the world's bad, and we need somebody to hug us real tight. And she said, I need you to be mine. Can we play it one more time? This time when you watch it, look at Kamala Harris's body language after she's told to be Momala. Watch this.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Momala of the country.
Kamala Harris wanted no parts of that shit, right? But let me be clear. I don't think Drew Barrymore had any ill intent. I think she was just white womaning it up. She was just basically saying, hey, America is bad. We need somebody to take care of us. We want you to be Momala. But here's the problem. First, there's a long history of Black women being asked to clean up the messes created by white men, right? It's just a fact. And white women. There's also a long history of Black women being asked to play a joyous, motherly role toward people who aren't her kids. We want you to take care of them. We want you to hug them. We want you to burp them. Sometimes we want you to breastfeed them. We want you to do whatever you got to do to make sure that these people are okay and be a mama to them, even though you ain't their mama. In fact, we want you to be a mama to them so much you can't even be a mama to your own kids. You know what that person was? Mammy. 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 If y'all get a minute, read Black Feminist Thought by Patricia Hill Collins. It is a classic book, a book that changed my life when I was in college, where they talk about the different stereotypes or the controlling images of Black women, the Mammy, the Sapphire, the Jezebel. But please understand, the Mammy is an image that we often have in our minds, a controlling image. It shapes what we expect from Black women. We want Black women to be the mammy. Again, we want them to take care of us, to meet our needs, to smile, to laugh, to do all they have to do, all they can do to take care of us. And when I say us, I don't mean me, Mark, I mean white people. And so when Drew Barrymore says, I want you to be the Momala of the nation, we need a big hug, she's asking this Black woman to be a mammy. I'm sorry. Now, again, that might not be her intention, but oftentimes white supremacy functions outside the boundaries of intentionality. It ain't just what you intend, it's how it happens. It ain't just what you meant to say, it's how your words felt. And it's also what the deeper implications are, because even though she may not have any knowledge of mammies in history, there's still a long history of white women expecting Black women to clean up their messes. I don't care whether it's a corporation, I don't care if it's a university, I don't care if it's a political context. We often see white people with sinking ships to finally give a Negro a job, and especially a Black woman a job, when it's time to clean up the mess. And then once the mess is cleaned up, they give it back to white people again. Or if it fails, they say, look what happens when we give it to Black folk, especially Black women. Again, do I see y'all writing in, caping for Drew? She's an innocent person. She's a cornball. She didn't mean it. I agree. Again, I don't think she had bad intentions, but she's still asking this Black woman to step in and be the mammy for America. She is a vice president. She is a lawyer. She is a leader. She is somebody also who needs to be held accountable. I don't want her hugging America. I want her giving America living wage jobs. I want her to stop telling people across the border, don't come here, when we create the economic conditions that cause them to need to come here. I don't want her to just stand up and burp America. I want her to call for a permanent ceasefire. I don't want a mama. I want a leader. And she is a leader. She has the talent, the gifts, the experience to be a leader. Let's hold her to the same standard and not transfer our long-standing, historically rooted needs onto this Black woman who also is the vice president of the United States. Let's not forget that, y'all.